Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you all are doing great. I am doing okay. I want to just go ahead and give a full disclosure. This may be a train wreck. And the reason why I say it may be a train wreck, the big roommate is still here. He's on his way out. And I was in the process of doing something else and just a big cluster. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope that everyone is doing okay. I have out my tools. Every time I go and do a new craft, I seem to have more and more tools. I do need to get it together. So, what I thought we could do first is I have no clue. I wanted to color, but I did not print anything off. So I was like, you know what? We could just visit this project right here. This project is um, a kit, a paper kit from Echo Park, and it came from Tuesday Morning. And this price seems all wrong, right? $1.99. Definitely wrong. So anyway, we're gonna make a few cards out of here. We're gonna open it up and look at it. Then we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna try my best to stay on topic and stay focused. I do have a few things I need to do outside of crafting today, so I want to go ahead and work on that. So as you can see, this is a large piece, so this would probably be good on a 5x7. If it were turned landscape, this as well, you can just use little pieces. So we'll see. Now I do love a nice a nice kit. So this is cool. We'll look at one side and then we'll turn it over. Candles. And this paper is nice and sturdy. All of this does not have to be used for birthday, which is great. Okay, one more, I believe. This one, which will be our card. We're just gonna keep it easy. Great. So we got that sheet. Now we're gonna turn it over and we have this one, this, fun pages. So I think we're going to try to do a few projects. We're going to try, but I'm not sure how that's going to go because the big roommate is home and he is preparing to leave for work and he likes to make a lot of noise. I think we all do, right? Not me, but in general. Good morning, Bear Crafty. I hope you're doing well today. I am doing okay. What is that? All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I am trying to be very efficient today. I put myself on a timer, a time of completion. So we're going to go ahead and cut our. Now, the one thing I haven't mastered with this is the line of where I should be cutting because, I've been really paying attention to it. So we're going to just hold this down, cut, cut. Glad to hear that you're doing good. I was looking at that daisy chain thing for you. I saw one. I was like, okay, we could try this, right? And then I was like, do I need thread? So I don't think I have any good thread. So I'll have to go and grab some from the store. I do plan on running some adult errands today, which is always a great thing. I have lots of stuff to do. Lots and lots of stuff to do. I am working on my second non-craft related channel. I messed this up. Dang it. That's okay. It's just this little strip. All right, so let's go ahead and swap. We're going to swap cutting boards really fast because I do like the smaller one a little bit better and have just a slight bit of better control on that. And I want to talk about something that's really funny. So, you know that I'm in a few collaborations. So 10 on the 10th happened and I made some bows. And somebody was like, I'm impressed with your bow making. I was like, well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So yeah. Anyway, here we go. These are always fun little cards to make, and they're quick. So if you, which I don't go to a lot of birthday parties for adults. In the last year, I went to 3 or 4, all for children, and usually I don't think they're into cards. Like if their parents were into a card, it'd be a lot different. This paper is Echo Park, ma'am. See right there? Echo Park. I'm just saying, you be sleeping on it. I ain't say nothing. I ain't trying to call you out. Yeah, but you be sleeping on it. Anyway, so these are fun, quick little paper pads. You can do a lot of, paper kits. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You could probably even go out on a limb and make a whole little book out of it. If you really wanted to. I didn't say nothing. You didn't hear me say nothing. Did I say something? I ain't say nothing. You laughing? You laughing though. Yeah, Echo Park I think has some really nice paper in it. Not all of it. The problem though is that some of a lot of the paper, in my opinion, is starting to look the exact same, and I think it's cause it's all from like the same 3 or 4 locations, right? It's not like it's a lot of paper companies, even though we think it is. That's the impression that we have been under. It is not. So these are too long for our A2 size card. And I believe this is 6 by 4. Okay. So yeah, we'll use this for now. Yes, this little bear is adorable. I really wish I had a stamp with that little guy on it because that would be cool. All right, so we're just gonna run this through. Now you probably could use your paper trimmer, no problem. I need to clean the track. Or change the blade because it's like, I'm not gonna cut for you, right? Because I don't like you. You've used me too much, and it's time to pay you back. All right, so we're gonna trim this down again. Today, of course, Bearcraft is not Friday, but thank you for that statement. What I was going to say, good morning, Samara. Hope you're doing well. What I was going to say is today is going to be a very interesting day. The next couple of weeks, I think, will be interesting for me before school starts. So I printed off the school supply. That was too much. I printed off the school supply list for my son. And I don't know what's really going on with the school currently and everything they need. Like they need a pencil case. They can't have hard boxes. Like when you were in school, you had the crayon box. I'm sure a lot of us had the crayon box, no matter the age. And so last year, I sent my son to school with no crayon box because it wasn't required. But then he started coming home with loose stuff in his belongings. And then he started to break the crayons. I'm like, why are you breaking crayons? And he says, because you said they still color. And I'm like, yes, they do still color, but you don't have to break them. You don't have to break the crayons. They will eventually break on their own. But my son is a boy. And from what I understand, early childhood in boys, logic makes no sense to adults. But I also want to say that I feel like as an adult, knowing adult males, their logic still makes no sense. So I am just going to assume that whatever genetics that they have is really the real blame. And so yeah. I want to say that that's the real blame because some of the stuff that he says or does, I'm like, I don't understand it, but okay, we'll pretend like it makes a lot of sense. All right, so we want to cut this off. This is Echo Park. For everyone that's not a Echo Park hater like Barry Crafty, I'm just saying it's a really cute paper pad. Unfortunately, the back of the paper pad was also the front cover of it, but it is called Happy Birthday. If you're interested, I did pick it up from Tuesday morning, or it came from Tuesday morning. I also, I was one of those, I don't want to buy a digital kit and print it. But I think purchasing digital kits is probably a good thing if you want to make junk journals. The problem with the digital kits is that their terms of service can be very specific where you can't do certain things and use them. Also, I just want you all to know that keep Nick's Crafty Corner in your thoughts. She moved. If you didn't follow her or whatever, she did move, and I wrote her a message, and she didn't write me back, which she said I may not be in contact with you, but I just wanted her to know, that she was in my thoughts. And so, if you have a, if you are a person that is a faith believer, just keep her in your thoughts and prayers, in hopes that her transition from one area to the next is a good transition. All right, so we got these, and there are different sizes, which is always a fun thing for paper crafters to do. Because what I thought we could do is make some cards with these. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to take one thing and prop it up, but I'm not sure how that's going to work, considering I can't use the larger pieces. So we're going to work all this through real quickly, and then we'll see, because these could always be like that, right? So, it's your birthday, make a wish, make a wish. I think this is kind of plain though. We can put that in another situation, and we'll have to trim these sides down. We could also use our llama. Yeah, so this is what we'll do. We'll use a few of these. So we're going to go ahead and pull those out. Let's see. Time to celebrate. Let's do 5 of these, okay? Let's do 5. So I had went to Wally World yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment. I went to Walmart yesterday, and I think we're going to cut these down a little bit. We're still going to do some layering. We're going to cut them down. Yeah. And then I can use those as sentiments later on. So let's measure out how much we need to cut off. Actually, we don't need to measure. We have a pencil. We can just write it out and then remember it, or someone else can remember it. Because, I have not a good memory. A card, some cards. I have some stuff in my head, so I'm trying to work through it. So 4 1/4. I'm gonna make these 4 1/4. It's interesting. So we're gonna do a few things. I didn't put anything because I was gonna just say let's toss it in the air and see where it lands, but that's not a good sentiment to write on YouTube, because who knows what kind of riffraff would show up if we talked about tossing stuff in the air. So I decided to just leave it as let's make, and we'll see. I want to do some bead working, and I'm not sure how you all feel about that. Like, I mean, I know I'm down for it, but are you? Because I think I want to make a chunky charm. Not today. Just do some random beading. So we'll see. All right. So we're making some smaller cards. I feel like these are perfect size for gift cards. Yeah. I enjoy it, and I think that piece that you made me is beautiful. I'm like, how does she do it? I try to be very respectful of people's creations, and I try not to like pick it apart unless I really, really want to make something. I tend to try, which doesn't always work. I try to look at something and say, okay, I think this is how it was. Oh no, how it was made, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and then sometimes it does. All right, so this is a roughly. We're gonna roughly say 4 by 4. So now we're gonna just get. I don't know. We're gonna just use some plain paper because I was gonna say we could use our other paper, the paper that came in this kit, like the backs of these to make it, but we're gonna just use some plain paper really quickly. I think orange is a good color to use. I just want to check one more thing. Okay, this does fit. So we're just gonna do 4 by 4 on here. A little bit over 4, actually. I hope everyone had a great weekend. My weekend was extremely uneventful for the most part, which is great. I did have plans to do a few things and ended up not doing anything. I was not really feeling good. Oh lordy. Yeah, so 4 in a corner. My lighting is off. I went to buy a new light for the actual light in the room yesterday, and I was like, I want it to be a bright light. So I'm gonna have to get one of those quote unquote natural lights and see how that works out. But I didn't yesterday. Okay. And this should be good because we took an 8.5 by 11 and we just, making lots of scraps with it. I think what I enjoy the most about beading or watching people bead and the end creation is just that watching the process and watching the end portion of however they arrived at their creation. Because sometimes, I know for me, it can be a frantic, a mad dash to something. You're like, what is going on with this person? Right? All right, so let's see if we got our measurements good. Okay, so we got our measurements okay right here. And let's see. Whew. Yes, good, 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 good. Really good. There's our card. Here's your sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down. So we got one because this orange really looks cute with that. It's party time. I'm not sure. Whenever I see llamas or cakes, I always think of Berry Crafty. She, I'm not sure if she shared this on her channel. Now she dabbles in miniature and faux stuff. And she made this cute little cake. I'm sure she put on her Instagram page, but I don't have Instagram anymore. But she put it on there, and she made a cake like this. It was so pretty. Of course, I get a sneak preview sometimes, and then sometimes she's just stingy all the way around. So I don't know. I don't know. All right, so we got this one. I'm gonna cut this little lion guy down too, and then I may go on mute for a little bit because, like I said, my husband is leaving for work shortly. And look, I didn't even cut that. because I was talking trash about Barry Crafty and I missed it. The trash talking overruled my eye cutting, my visual to actually cut it. So we have this one, and don't, really? All right, so we got our four little orange pieces. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer up our pieces first. And we're gonna cut this down some as well. I'm not good with cutting paper manually by hand with scissors. The edges would be jagged, um, crooked, craft a straight. And now, because we do have some glue that we could use that doesn't cause us to have any type of anxiety, we're going to go ahead and use that. So if you have 3-in-1 glue, it will work great for you. Okay. As well. Any quick drying, not fast drying, quick drying glue that doesn't cause the paper to bow. So no water soluble glue would be great. So I saw a post. I haven't been to Target, but people were like, they have new stuff at Target. I don't know. I haven't been really shopping lately, so I can't really tell you. I did see where Barry Crafty tried to enable me and have me go to daggone Dollar Tree to look at some fruit stuff. And guess what? They didn't have it. They did not have it at all, which is great because, my husband's like, you don't need any more junk. He's absolutely correct. So, but don't tell him I said it. Okay. Like I went to Walmart yesterday and I tend to go to, so if I'm looking for like one or two things, I'll tend to go to the store and not get a basket because a basket just invites more stuff to jump in your cart, right? So I don't get a basket and I'm walking around and I have small items, but they have weight to them. And I'm like, oh, my arm is hurting, blah, 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 blah. Now, remember, I told you I had went to Walmart last week and it was no cashiers there. And it was after 7 o'clock. I was the cashier, right? I'm not sure if y'all have seen those crazy TikToks and memes and stuff. They're like, the one I saw was at the beginning of the year, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm calling to find out about my W-2." And they were like, "Well, what's your name?" Blah blah. And he tells them his name. He's like, "We don't have your thing on there." And he's like, "Well, where do you work?" He was like, "I work at the self checkout." And it's a comedy. So it's just funny because a lot of people feel like that. Like I know a lot of people like, "Oh, I love checking myself out." Blah blah blah. I'm not that person. I don't get a discount for checking myself out. If they gave a discount for checking myself out, I would be in that line. Even if it was like a 4%, it don't even have to be a whole five. It could be 2% discount. I'd be like, yes, we're getting a discount for checking us for working. We've already walked around the store and did all the shopping for ourselves. And now we get a discount for checking ourselves out. Yes. But they don't. They don't do that. So I think these cards look better opening up from the top versus the side. So we're going to make sure, well, they should all measure properly. So we're going to do that. Yeah, like, and then my husband, I don't know if I think he saw a TikTok where the person was like, you didn't train me properly, so I don't know how to ring up all these things. I'm like, no, if I'm going to check out, I want to ring it up because my issue is they always tend to check my basket. Like, say if I buy some toilet paper, if I have toilet paper in there, they're checking to make sure the toilet paper's on there. I'm like, listen, if I'm stealing, which I'm not, but if I were to be stealing, I'm not going to steal a big ticket item. I'm gonna put that bag of rubber bands in there for free. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give myself that discount because you're not checking for the rubber bands, you're checking for this big ticket item. Like I'm not gonna walk out of the store with a TV that I didn't pay for as the item I'm choosing to steal because I'm checking myself out. So I just don't do that. Yeah. They're getting a note from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, it'll have 25 employees in there and one on the register. And they all doing stocking. Well, at least in the area where I'm at, and the store still kind of looks like they let little kids run through and destroy it. But I've seen the Dollar Tree on like a Monday, pristine, and Wednesday it looks like three tornadoes had a party there. So I try not to, judge the Dollar Tree too harshly because it does. I mean, employ customers can be crap sometimes. So yeah. So these are quick little cards. If you have some paper pads that have these things in here, pull apart, cut apart. That is great. We'll do two slimline. I like this one. So we'll do two slimlines. We're gonna try to do two slimlines, I should say. I haven't made a slimline card in a long time. Yeah, I don't prefer to check myself out. Like if I go with my husband, he usually will be like, "Come on, let's go. We got, But I'm kind of like, I'm gonna wait in this line. I can have one item and I'll wait in the line because I also feel like the more we use self checkout, the more they're gonna phase out the employees. So yesterday I was in line at the Walmart, right? And it was two kids, two young kids, probably they had to be under 20 years old, and he said it was somebody in front of me, and then it was, oh, look at so look, I made a mistake, right? But because we have this quick drying glue, we can do that. That is so weird. If we had used our alien, not aliens, if we had used the art glitter glue, that would not have happened. We would have had to just cut this paper and put it on top of another paper. But because we have four cards in under 30 minutes, that is awesome. All right, so we got these four. Let's move on. So now, if you don't know how to make a slimline card, what I always suggest is you use your envelope as the thing you need to use. So, well, thank you, darling. I thought of you. These are all inspired by Barry Craft because these are all, she likes llamas. I don't know about the lion. Well, yeah, she has a lion story as well. She makes these and she's definitely into party. But for slimline cards, I usually say use a business envelope and make it smaller than the business envelope. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see this. This is four. We measured this earlier, didn't we? 4 by 6. Okay, so 4 by 6. And we have paper that we can definitely make 4 by 6. We're going to use a cream colored cardstock because I don't want to have to put a white liner inside of the paper. So we're going to use cream, and I think cream would look really nice on here. Excuse me 1 second, please. All right. So we're going to use cream, and we'll probably use a different topper. All right. So the easiest thing to do is we just measured this out. It was 4 by 6, right? So we need our paper to be able to fold in half, basically. And we're going to use the width of it, not the length, right? So we're going to do a card that's going to probably be about 4.5 by 6.5, maybe. So since this is 4.5 and 4.5, we just need to make sure that we get a good size on there. And now what we're gonna do is we could cheat, which is easy, especially if you haven't did a slimline card in forever like myself or at all. All you got to do is take the measurements and multiply it by 2. If you want to mathematic it up, or you could say, okay, I'm going to take this little piece, and then I'm going to take this little piece, and there you have it. But if you don't need that, 4.5 by 4 times 2, then you have your numbers. It's just totally up to you. If you are nervous about making them, then, do it however you want. I've seen people make, I wouldn't consider it to be a slimline card, but in for the definition of slimline card, it's definitely a slimline card where they've just taken a 8.5 by 11, cut off the side a little bit and folded it in half, and it was slimline. I know that I have been not so proactive in slimline card advocacy. I do have only a few stamps because I think you can turn any of your stamp sets, any of your projects into a slimline card. It just depends on how you do it. Like if we were to take one of our um, Julie Nutting stamps, we could turn her into a slimline card. So maybe we'll do that on Friday. We could take a doll, a large doll, and make it into a slimline card. Good morning, Chocolate City Sim. I hope that you are doing well today. Hope your muscles aren't too achy. I still have my crook in my neck. And my son calls my name. I'm like, hold on, let me ease my neck around to see what is it you want, my child. I think we might use this one. This is a little bit more cream colored than the other one. So whenever I make a streamlined card, I want to make sure it's proper. So it's 4 and 4. That would be 8. All right. So you're going to take your longest side and do some creasing. All right. So we're going to just crease this to be, let's do 4 and 1/8. Because was this 4? This was 4, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, 4 and 1/8. We'll make the other one a little bit bigger because we want to do some layering because Berry Crafty says she like orange. So we're going to do orange for her. And then you can just fold this over like that. And cut it. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure this is lined up as best as possible. Now, a smart person, which I am not sometimes, will go ahead and pull out something that we know won't cause, you know, edges to be a little bit frayed. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here and do this. So, the other day, July 1st came, and I was like, I need to put up a thing for the Facebook group. And I was like, no, maybe July could be the free month because shoot, June just said, hey y'all, bye y'all, and left out, right? It was not playing with us at all. And we're gonna cut this down to be 6 and an eighth, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll do 6 and an eighth as well. Because that was right at 6. So let's just do a little bit over. Whatever this measurement is. All right, so we're gonna get this orange out again. I thought I pulled out 2 sheets. I always pull out the paper that I think I'm gonna use, and I end up using something completely and totally different. Actually, we're gonna do a different color altogether. See? Ooh, no. Could we? Yeah, June was like, "What's up? Goodbye. I'll send you a postcard." June was not playing with us at all. June was like, "Mm-mm, I can't do it." You're like, "What can't you do, June?" Like, "I can't be around y'all because y'all crazy." And we were like, "That's how you gonna do us?" Because I tell you, when July 1st rolled around, see, this is what I knew was gonna happen. When July 1st rolled around, I was like, "It's already July?" And then I got happy because I was like, "Yes, school starts in X amount of days." And now school is less, it started in less than 30 days. And I'm like, "Oh, I remember when I used to go to school and school started in September," I thought, but I don't know. Let's see. All right. Yes, come through measurements. That's what we talking about. We love a good measurement on the second or third time, right? Measure twice, cut once is not my motto. It should be, but it's not. All right, so we're going to do the same exact thing. So we are using Echo Park paper pad. I think it's called Birthday Cake. Birthday? I'll look it up in a minute. Some really thick paper, really pretty, lots of bold colors, lots of fun things. And so, a lot of times when we're doing birthday, I don't know anyone that keeps their birthday cards unless you are sending it to a crafter or people that like to display their stuff on their wall. Like if you have a coworker and you go into their spot and they like to put all that stuff on their wall, that may be it. But for the most part, I think a lot of people just toss them to the side. So if you're making a birthday card like that, then it's better to not do. Excuse me one second. The funny thing about that statement is I actually went to when I was in elementary school, I went to an all year round school, not the whole year, but I went to the school when spring break was for the kids in the regular schools. We had to go to school. And so it's just very odd, the whole mindset of an all year round school, because you actually get a break, but your breaks, you get more. I think you get like a couple of days off here and there. I can't really remember the dynamics of it, but it was just a very interesting take on year round school. I was like, I got to get the heck up out of here. Because the school we went to where we lived, the other kids were in regular school. And it's like, you don't go to regular school. You know how kids are so awesome and nice and amazingly cool to you. Not really, because kids, little kids, even though they do learn some of their evilness from their parents, little kids are evil. And I think because they speak truth and ignorance at the same time, that if that makes any sense, that it could be considered hurtful, because kids don't know. Like, I remember a couple of months ago, maybe was it last month, 2 months ago? No, he was in school, I believe. He told someone, "You're so big," and he wasn't meaning it in a nasty, rude way, but it was rude. It's like, "You're so big," like he told this person. They were not. They were not on the thin persuasion at all. They were definitely what he said, but it's still rude. Still rude. And I was like, "Be quiet." And of course, he doesn't understand quote unquote modesty. We're gonna use this pencil right here. Try to erase this thing off. We don't know what that is. All right, so we did that. So we got 5 cards. 5 cards. I'm excited about that. Now, the only thing I don't care too much for, I feel like the paper bends a little bit easy, even though it's not bent, it's not bubbled up, it is bent. And we're using this glue, which is supposed to not do that to your paper. So we got this I never had a cupcake, I didn't love, right? And then it's time to party. Let's eat all the yummy cake. Happy birthday to you from me, and party like a llama. Now I'm going to try and make some balloons. I just need to make sure I have strings before I start doing that. And I didn't, none, not planned, unscripted. She's going off the script, guys. I mean, it's just me. Yeah. The big roommate tends to have me discombobulated sometimes when he's like in the background doing stuff. Like, can they hear? What's the noise? Blah 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 blah. Because you know, he can do that. He can interrupt my mental flow. So we're gonna put this to the side for now, and I think we're gonna make a card. We're gonna make some more cards, some basic, easy peasy cards. But we're gonna use the paper now. We're gonna use the stickers if I can find it and stuff like that. Yeah, and they don't know that they're being mean and hurtful, and because kids don't know what mean and hurtful is until you identify what mean and hurtful is. So if you were to tell somebody you stink, they may not know that that's not a good thing to tell somebody. Your breath stinks. I mean, it's honest, it's truth, but it's just not nice, because even as an adult, I know I've been in those situations where people say, if somebody came up to you and was like, so and so's breath stink, would you tell them? And I always be like, yeah, I tell so and so his breath stunk in a heartbeat. But I've been in those situations where I had to actually tell someone that they didn't smell the best. It's not easy. And it's unflattering, because it could be offensive to people when you say you stink, right? So, hi, foster mom. How are you doing today? Are you at work? I don't know if Chocolate City Sim's still here, but I just want to go on a record and say foster mom dipped out on me last night. She was like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I was like, that's a first. All right, so we're gonna use this polka dot, I think. Let's see. Let's see if we can get away with this polka dot. I want to put this cute little llama on here because he got polka dots too. So I think we can do, yeah, we're gonna do this balloon situation, the llama, but these patterns might be too bold. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is just take this sticker right here and we're going to apply it here. So now we no longer have a sticker. We now have an actual sentiment. I want to go on the record and let y'all know that today is HSN's Craftmas. I don't know, something like that. And so they have some really pretty Christmas stuff, right? Now, you know, I am a sucker for poinsettias, right? Poinsettia stamp, die, all of the above. All the above nonsense I am a sucker for. She saw the most beautifulest this thing. I didn't buy it though. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, we could do that, right? Happy birthday. We're gonna cut this down real quick. So let me just see if I can find another sentiment that can go in here and cut it down, make it into a. Let's see. All right. Okay. So now we have two sentiments versus two stickers. No, 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 no. Excuse me one second. I'm not gonna buy it because I have something similar to it. I was like, I see what y'all doing. Um, you know, I've said this many times. I feel like the craft companies get together and be like, "Hey, look, you know, because you know we all know what the fashion is and all the colors and stuff like that. So a lot of that junk is the same. And when you think about Christmas, I mean, what can you really do with Christmas besides and Halloween and I mean all of that, right? All the seasons. You know, for fall, you're gonna have leaves falling, trees bare, pumpkins, apple cider, all that stuff. It's the same, you know, it's the same thing essentially. So yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that you were in pain. I was like, of course, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay up a little while longer, and I ended up staying up watching random stuff. I shouldn't have stayed up. But then I had a bad dream, so I definitely shouldn't have stayed up because I had a nightmare and woke me up, and I was like, "No." So when I woke up, I was like talking to my husband about, "Was he okay?" Blah blah blah. You know, sometimes when you wake up out of a bad dream, you're like, "What's really going on? Why am I having this dream?" You know, so a lot of people blame it on the food that you eat. Like if you eat, you know, people say, "Did you eat any spaghetti last night?" Because if you ate spaghetti, it could be that, but I didn't have spaghetti. Now I want to put this little llama. I'm gonna have to cut this down just a little bit on our card, but maybe we can do this llama. I don't think that I think the paper is going to be too busy for an actual card. So we're going to go ahead and make. We're going to tone it down some, and we're going to use yellow because that's what we have now. Yeah. Usually people say certain dreams elicit certain foods elicit certain types of dreams. Um, but I ate fairly early, so maybe I was hungry. And when I'm hungry, I have violent dreams. It was just Just a weird dream in general. So we're gonna make this 5.5. And you know how you have so much on your mind and you really can't, well, I can't articulate all the things that I have in my head properly sometimes outwardly. So my brain isn't like fully shutting off. It's just like spinning, 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 spinning instead of just shutting off and being okay with everything. It's not doing that right now. Because you want to be able to finish your day and start your next day. But my brain is like, no, we need to talk about the last 30 years of your life right now, today. Remember that dog you saw run across the street? Wasn't that funny? That makes any sense. That's how my brain works. I'm not sure about y'all's. And then I think we'll try to do a stepper card, y'all. And then we're going to work on some beading and then we will call it a day. So we got this. Yeah. I'm going to trim these edges off because I don't know what's going on with this thing. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Now this paper is pretty thin, but this is not too bad of a cardstock. So if you wanted to use something, some type of tape adhesive or a water soluble glue, it would be fine. You just have to be mindful of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I was, yeah, it was a long day. Um, I'm not sure how y'all are. Every time it's a event, a big event or appointments or, later on that day, like someone has to be somewhere or you got to drive somewhere. I don't ever sleep that good the night before, right? When people like, "Oh yeah, I have a big test tomorrow. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep." I'm like, "What's that?" Because my brain does not want to shut off. So I don't tend to have a quote unquote a good night's rest for whatever reason. But I tend to um, make it through the day for the most part with not a lot of issues. And so I had told myself yesterday, I was like, okay, these are the things that you need to get done tomorrow, meaning today. So when I went to sleep, I was like, okay, we're going to do all of these things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so we're going to put this thing right here. And we're going to see, I told you I couldn't cut straight. I tried to cut that edge and look, it's crooked. I'm not sure if you can tell it, but it's definitely crooked. And that's normally what happens when I am, there we go. That's straight. Yes. Yeah. We'll leave it there. I was like, maybe we can. Blah, blah, blah. And then I had to talk with myself, like, no, let's not mess up the card. We're doing good. All right. Because, I think that these things are definitely for 12 by 12 layouts, for albums and stuff like that. And I don't, I'm not that person that does that. So I'm always like, okay, I think we're going to do another layer piece, right? Because, yeah, we're going to do another layer piece. And I think we're going to use orange. So hear me out. The reason why we're going to do another layer piece because this piece is so plain. Oh, that's not really orange, it's gold. So we're going to take this piece. Oh, is it going to work? Because I was thinking we could put this happy birthday right here across the top. Or maybe this happy birthday across the top, and the llama, but we don't have an always, always. I think I know what we'll do. So bear with me for 1 second. We're gonna pull out some dies because I love die cutting, right? Samara. That's my new joy, die cutting. Now let's see if I have a small size. I do have a small size. So I like I said, I was watching HSN earlier, and I was not I wasn't not excited, but I was just like, y'all, I want them to do a Halloween situation, right? I want them to bring out something. I can't say different or new, but I don't even feel like they explore Halloween because f- back in the day, back in my day, um, I had read an article that said Halloween was one of the most was the top. I think it was Halloween was the top grossing holiday. Yeah, I love me some knot cutting. I can't live without it. Did I cut this too short? We gonna see. Um, the top grossing holiday that people buy for, because not everybody celebrates Christmas. Valentine's Day, all the other holidays. Not a lot of they're not all celebrated, but Halloween is more. When I read the article, it was one of the holidays that's most celebrated. So they buy a lot of stuff for it. And it's always funny that the suppliers don't create that much buzz around it. Because, like if you go to the mall, you'll see the store pop up in September, maybe August, September, they pop up and then they go. I used to always say, why don't they have a pop up store for Christmas? I would love that. Great. I can't just never do anything simple, right? I always got to do something, be like, oh, I need this, and then I don't have it to work the way I need it to work because it wasn't really planned that way. So I'm going to use my my bigger hand cranking machine. And these are the Gemini from Crafter's Companion. So the reason why I'm layering this up is because the way the die is cut is if I just cut this piece out, it's only going to show this piece, but this piece cuts out the circle. So that's the goal. And these are spellbinders, and they have an intricate, I wouldn't say it's like intricate, but they have an intricate system. So you see how if you just use the plain piece, this layer piece right here, it cuts out just a circle. But if you cut out both pieces together, you'll get this. And if you cut just this piece, it cuts into it. So if you cut just this piece, it cuts into it. This will cut the entire thing out. And yeah, here we go. Getting out my little dusty machine. And this is called the Gemini MIDI. It When I first got it, I was like, this is not working like my mini at all. But then, I got over myself and it did what it needed to do. And I was happy about that. So I'm just going to roll it back once more. A lot of people will tell you if you're doing die cutting, never put the die directly in the center or on, always offset it so that the die cutting pressure can cut it properly at different angles. I tend to always cut my paper the exact same size, so I never really have to practice that technique, but that is a good thing to know and do. Okay, so here we go, which is great. It cut perfect, nice and easy. And then if you were into die cutting and paper piecing, which a lot of people these days are, I'm not those people, you could take these round pieces, at least not yet until Samara tells me that I am, and then I will be. Um, I do plan on doing some die cutting. I was going to do some today, but I'm having another issue currently, so I cannot. It's going to be one of those weeks. Today is just Tuesday, and I'm already having 3 or 4. Really? Are you serious? Why? Moments. But yeah. So you could take that and create a bunch of circles and put that on top. You could layer it or whatever. I think I did that for an album that I made. I can't remember if I showed y'all the album or not. But you could take this. So if you just wanted this circle to be there, you could have just left that piece out and it would have cut an oval. But we wanted it to be on here because we need to give this thing some life in a different way. Yes. I don't know what I'm into today. Samara will let me know. I'm trying so hard to try to put crap back. It's not always gonna work though. Because that takes up time and then at the end I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna have me a piece of cake. Not really. But today, since it's birthday stuff, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna take this little llama. Can we put the llama there now? Can we even put him in? No, it's gonna have to be Bear Crafty's bear that she liked earlier. I'm gonna put him right in the center of this. Now he does not have to fit quote unquote perfectly because we're gonna make him fit and work out in this situation. I did want that llama in, but the bear just looks so much better and it fits so much nicer. All right, so we're gonna put this bear up in this corner and then we're gonna put happy birthday right here, just like that. Yeah, maybe like this, maybe like that. I really don't like symmetrical cards, like everything lined up perfectly. I just feel like I want you to look all over. But in order to look all over, we still need something in the background. Okay, we're going to create another layer. And I think we will put our little polka dots on there. Let's see. That's too much. Now that is too much. We gonna get it together though, I promise. Well, I'm gonna get it together. Let's see. That's a lot too. But I think this will work. I'm gonna run that oval die through again once more on a solid sheet of paper. Right, he is very cute. Liz. Liz little bear over here. All right. So we got this. Now I got a little scrap bag going on, so I just pulled out my little scrap bag. I can't be that person that takes the scraps and cut them down to the proper size because for me, I just think that would drive me insane. So I'm just gonna cut it to the right size that I need for this project. But a lot of people are very neat and organized and they cut their strips down. And those people make me smile. Because I had attempted, I can't say I tried. I had attempted to do the whole I'm gonna use my scraps up. It did not. It did not work. It was the opposite of a good idea for me. It was like, no, my eyes started twitching. I was having night sweats. It just was not very fun. So, Hi. How often do you attempt to do what we're doing now? Like create a card from your elements that you have that may not be all proper, but you do it and you create the card. I tend to seem to do this a lot more than I realize, but I also don't mind doing it. I would like to really purchase um some elements and just have them to the side and be able to toss them onto creations. This is not gonna work either, but we're gonna make it work. Let me tell you why it's not gonna work because it's the exact same size. In order for this to actually work, I was supposed to cut the bigger size out, but the bigger size uh, would not fit on the card. I told y'all I was having one of those moments. See, we're gonna make it work. It's going to be fine. Just gonna take some glue, glue this thing down, and move on. All right, all right. Make sure our card opens to the correct side. And now we have a little bit of a shadow on that side, which is fine. You know, I've been into that lately, making shadows. So yay. I'm going to really give this a hard look and see how I can. Oh, yeah, we're just going to have to go with happy birthday. I mean, nothing says happy birthday like happy birthday, right? So now we've made him he looks like he's a what is it? A portrait, right? We got some decoration going on. And I don't have my sequins at my desk because I use them, but not as much as I should because this would definitely look cute with some sequins around it. At least I think it would. Just gonna burnish this down some. You know, I don't think we're gonna work on a book today. I was thinking that I can use the extra pieces for a book, but I think we're not gonna do that. And let's see. Now, Bear Crafty, don't be mad at me, okay? Because I feel like, yeah, we're gonna do that. You know, she's a party lady. Not as in she goes out and parties. Well, I mean, she might go out and party. I don't know, but as in we've been having talks lately about being extra, and being extra is nothing wrong with being extra, right? Um, but being extra is like you have something and you refuse to just let it be what it is. You want to give it five or six different lives of its own when it was as great as it is. So I am going to I was thinking the reason why I said that is because I was thinking that this little balloon piece really would have looked good in the background behind the bear. And that's why I said, you know, don't be mad at me. But I think we're gonna just give him these balloons to hang on to like that. Unfortunately for us, we have to suffer through my fussy cutting. Ooh. All right. So let's go ahead and do this before I change my mind. So if you ever want to make a What is this? What is this word? What are words? What are words? First of all, um, what is this? Embellishment. And all you have is stickers. Take those stickers off, put them on some cardstock, and now you have an embellishment. And I didn't want my embellishment to be hanging off all sticky, right? Getting fuzz on it. So I'm gonna put this to the side. And since we popped them up, we got to pop our balloons up as well. So that's the real reason that we need to not have this thing sticky. Because if I was going to put it underneath like that, that would have been fine. But how would that have looked? Not so great. But now we'll see. We'll see if it looks a little bit better. And that's the one thing I don't like about paper kits when you buy them from the store is that you really can't, unless you buy more than one, you can't really screw up the stickers. You have to really know what you're going to do with it. I'm just going to pull this to my face while I attempt to cut out the border of the border. You know, some people are very much into fussy cutting, right? Very crafty, Samara. I'm assuming like fussy cutting. I, on the other hand, do not care for it at all. But we're here and we are fussy cutting because you know what? That's the story of my life. And I blame Samara. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you like fussy cutting. Do you like it more than I do? You gotta like it more than me. If it's a large piece, I don't mind. But when it comes to detail, finite, what I'm doing currently over here, mm-mm. That's why I tend to buy die cuts when they're on sale or clearance more so than anything else. But I do have a project that I want to work on, and we're gonna see how it comes out. So I'm almost finished. Anyone going to see any new movies, any music that you have that you like that's come out lately? I oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, first of all, you came in here with the nonsense talking about Michael's clearance, $5, $3. I'm like, I need that berry paper, that form paper I had told you about. I need it. Not want, need. But I also want to buy, I wanted to buy some sherbet yesterday from the store, right? I don't know what's going on with the grocery stores. I mean, I understand that we're having a shortage of everything, especially common sense, but I wanted sherbet yesterday. So I got this healthy popsicle. Hopefully, it is as delicious as it looks. It's pineapple mango. I mean, you can't really go wrong with pineapple mango combo, can you? Even if it's not that good, just hopefully it's not of a too much of a pungent taste of one flavor over the other, because that would be horrible. All right. So we got this as detailed as we're going to get it, right? Not sticky. All right. So we're going to put some foam on the back of here. So did you go to Michael's Berry Crafting, or did how you know? Because I'm intrigued now about it. And so we already put foam dots on the back of here. We put a foam dot because apparently she didn't unstick this one, which is good because we need to see something. Great. All right, so let's pull this off. No. Really? Really? Chocolate City? Michael's is a spouse, a nun crafty spouse's worst nightmare. Oh, a non crafty friend's worst nightmare. A cranky child's worst nightmare because they like, not again with this nonsense. So we're gonna stick that right there. Put some glue. Yeah, she's not a crafter. Her hubby is the crafter. And crafting don't have to necessarily mean paper cutting. It could be any kind of craft. So now we're gonna just put some uh garnishment on the card. We're gonna put 3, even though um Deb isn't here. We're still gonna do 3 because other people will get me if I don't put 3. I don't know who those other people are. Don't worry. I'm not scared. That don't look right. I think we need to go with another squiggly. Oh, this yellow. Let's do this one though. All right. Oh, that's okay. No worries. All right. So that is our card number 6 that we made today. I like this one a lot. It took us a minute to get here, but we did arrive at the end. All right. So, I just want to give y'all a true confession. I have really been wanting to make some paper flowers. I know I made paper flowers like a month or 2 ago, but I have really been wanting to make some paper flowers. Lots and lots of paper flowers, actually. But let's look at our cards, see what we got going on here, and see. Because I didn't grab my, what are the, what words have I forgotten? I did not grab my jewelry making tools, although I'm going to be making some. So we got a 1 card, all top folding, right? 2, 3, 4. We even pulled out a baby slimline card on ya. You see that Berry Crafty? I never met a cupcake I didn't like or love. And then we made this one, a handmade card. It looks different than the other ones, but I like it. I think I'm more partial to that one because it was a labor of love. So I am going to be making some words. What are they? I'm going to be making something, some bead stuff, right? So I think I had asked y'all in the past, and this is called Happy Birthday. If you're really a great, fabulous crafter, you probably could take this and make what are those things called? What are those things called? Uh, what are those things called? Pennants? Pennants? Yeah. We'll see. We'll put that to the side. Really, I was like, I'll just go tomorrow to the thrift store and find a book and work on it. Although I have a book. You sent me it. Didn't you send me a Rugrats book? I can work on that one, right? So, all right. So here we go. I want to make flowers, but we're not. We're not gonna make flowers because now my friend has challenged me, so I have to go and watch a lot of videos again. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Okay. I don't have my beat board out. Like I said, I wasn't ready. And we're not going to be doing this for much long anyway. Just because to switch gears and not have everything out is a disadvantage for you watching. It's like giving poor customer service at the restaurant and then asking for a big tip. I said it. I said it. Get mad talking about don't blame me, blame the chef. No, it's your fault too. You could have came back and told me that that shelf was crap and I could have went somewhere else. I'm speaking from experience. I haven't been out to eat in a while though. Not lately. We had my uncle was here a couple of weeks ago and I wanted to go to this restaurant because it used to be where he was. How about the restaurant closed down? Like closed. All right, so we're not going to be using these. I don't know why I pulled those out. All right, so we got our stuff. And what we're going to do is try not to panic because I just dropped something all out. That's the story of my life. Oh, that's the one you're practicing on. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know who you think you're talking to, Barry Crafty, but none of your stuff is practice, okay? None of your stuff is practice. I just dropped all my wires, earring pieces out, but that's okay. Just move on. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to. I normally do this. I haven't did it in a while, but what I normally do is I will set the beads up for later on. And what setting the beads up means is that I will grab the beads that I want to use, set them up for a project, and then I'll go back and do them. It's kind of like assembly line work. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I think we're going to use these little black beads and these and these. So what we're going to do, we're going to make probably a small keychain chunky charm, and that will probably be on a regular video because she has to start doing that as well. Being a content creator can be very, very stressful. So our baubles, you see how this one doesn't have a finished piece. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make about 5 or 10. Because I need to get to Michael's. I've been influenced, bad influence by Big Crafty. Although me going to Michael's is just like going to an empty shelf because by the time I get there, because I don't follow a lot of social media craft blogs. Excuse me 1 second, please. I'm joking. I can't blame you. I have errands to run in that area anyway. And usually I just tend to swoop through all of them, Five Below, Michael's, whatever. But it's so hot here lately that I just want to lay in a tub of super cold something. Okay, so my son just woke up. I'm not sure if you heard him in the background. And we will not be doing a bunch. But I'm going to tell you the concept. We're making a chunky keychain. Okay. So look at you. You know, well, we're not going to do anything. I just want to say I have been slacking on social media for a few reasons. Some I won't divulge in others is because people are so mean, and I just can't deal with that. I don't care what you like or don't like, but sometimes it's just not needed, especially if you were to write something and someone retaliated and then you got upset about them retaliating towards your message. And I know I shouldn't get that upset about it because people are people and they're going to do crazy stuff no matter what. I'm going to move this because that glare would be on my nerves. So, yeah. But in general, I just don't. And I'm grateful for people that do say, hey, so and so, this is going on, blah, 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 because, those are people that know that they can enable me very easily. So, anyway, my son just woke up. He turned the TV up sky high, which I'm not sure why he did that. Um, I do want to say thank you all so very much for coming and hanging out with me. I'll go back over what we did. And Friday, again, I will not be live. I will be live next Tuesday. And then the last week in July, I'm not going to be live at all. So I'll try to have some videos up. I'll try my very best. And a few things are going to be changing on the channel. Just be prepared for that. I also will probably be debuting a new channel, and I do have a theme for all of that stuff. So anyway, let's go over the card. So this is our last card we made, and it is all pieced together. We use spell binders to make these ovals. This little bear, all this other stuff is from Echo Park. Got that one. Time to party. They all open at the top. Let's eat all the yummy cake. Happy birthday to you from me. Party like a llama. Now, even though I've made all these cards, I probably won't even get these things mailed out on time. I never met a cupcake I didn't love, but I'm going to try. All I can do is keep saying that until I start actually performing the things that I said I'm going to try. So anyway, I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you had a good time. And thank you again for your support. I really, really appreciate it. I do plan on doing some more regular videos, though. I want to say thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll send you the bear list. Happy crafting.